welcome to the segment, Would You Like to Crop With Your Salt? My name is Maxwell, and I'm joined by Maximus, Field Officer for the Camaruca, I'd say it properly, catchment area in northern Victoria, north of Bendigo. Welcome. I'm glad and excited to be here, to be part of this show actually. Thank you very much. Well, Maximus, you're a very important man when it comes to salinity. We're going to ask you a few questions, I suppose, for people watching sake, just in case they don't know anything about salinity. What is salinity? Just to start things off for a moment. Well, Maxwell, I'm glad that you asked that. Look, salinity is basically the saltiness or the salt level in, say, a body of water or the soil, basically. It's pretty much, in basic terms, that's what salinity is. So, salinity, it occurs naturally, basically. There's more saline soils or water, in certain places, depending on their history. Like in Central Australia, millions of years ago in Central Australia, there was there was an inland sea. Basically, what this brought was the salt. The seawater basically brought all the salt in, and as we know, there's no sea anymore in the middle of Australia. So basically, sea levels dropped. What was left behind was salt. Over time, it's worked its way deeper into the 5 meters plus down beneath the surface. Some of it is still up there, and some of it's eroded away back to the sea. It just depends on the environment, really. But sometimes it doesn't happen naturally. Human causes, obviously. It's a problem when it's at its highest level. So when you've got higher levels of salt in the soil or water, it becomes very toxic. So that's what the main danger is. Alright, well that's very interesting. Thank you for that. Well, what are the causes for what's causing this salinity crisis to occur? The main causes for it, they can be natural causes or unnatural causes, mainly human intervention. Natural causes is basically what I said before. Historically, the land is saline depending on what's happened before. There's dryland salinity is a natural cause. Basically, the water table is very close to the surface, and so basically, every now and then, basically salt rises to the surface, giving you very high salt levels in that soil. Unnatural, man-influenced ones basically can be, the majority of them are farming techniques such as irrigation. Fertilizer is a big one because of the salts in the fertilizer. Also vegetation and definitely erosion is another big factor. I've explained the causes of why salinity is actually occurring in Australia and probably around the world today. So I'm going to jump straight into your case study. Camaruca catchment, north of Victoria. Basically, what's happening there? How severe is it? How much of the land is actually affected by salinity? It's a very good question about my case study. Look, CSIRO basically said that put out the statistics that 7% is severely damaged, and that's basically beyond planting crops or plants at all. They say it's stabilised, which I could probably agree with that. So there isn't going to be much more damage at the moment, mainly because of the things that farmers are doing and other organisations or groups of people are doing to minimising salinity at the moment in this area. So that's the main thing at the moment. Alright, that's pretty interesting there. Good information there from CSIRO, giving you that statistic. what strategies have we, like in the past maybe 10, 20 years, it's even today, what strategies have they put in place to try and minimise salinity affecting, farmers or even the environment? Well, that's a very good question actually. It's very important. See, I think one of the main techniques that they've done is to try and introduce more salt tolerant species of plants, such as the lucerne plant, which is actually, it can be used as a crop. But that's basically what they've done, is just they've used other management kind of things, different types of strategies to use less water, use it more efficiently. But the main one is it's just that plant. It's very high salt tolerance, perennial. It's going to stay in the ground for a long time. Introducing a multi-layered kind of system with putting trees there as well. They're trying to push that water table back down. But I suppose the problem is when the water table rises, when it brings up the salt, when it goes back down, the salt is still there. It's a very slow process. That 7% that I told you before, it's severely damaged. It'll take probably another 100 years or so before any of that that salt will either go back down into the ground or be eroded away back down into streams and out to sea. So, short term there's not much that can be done, but long term there are a lot of things, but long term it's like 100 years. So that's basically management, programs that they've put in place past 10 years, 20 years. Well, that's pretty good then. Well, thank you, Maximus, for talking to me on this program. Would you like crops with your salt? Thank you for that. And that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this educational video.